Hey everyone, this is your girl, Eating with Food for Thought Roberts, also known as the Personal Chef, also known as Renee. Today I am making gourmet chocolate chip cookies. And when I tell you, for me, I always thought I could make good cookies, but I found a recipe and I took this recipe and I tweaked it and made it my own. These are the best cookies I have ever made in my life. And I'm going to pat myself on the back and I'm going to applaud myself and watch the video. If you want to learn how to make them, how I make them, and so your family's going to be ranting and raving. And the next time you go to the store and buy cookies from the store, your family's going to probably throw rocks at you and tell you, please make us some cookies. Or better yet, if the family likes cookies, they need to get in that kitchen with you and learn how to make them also. So watch the video, follow along. These are my cookies here. I made a chocolate ganache and I covered some in chocolate here. And then I put some in a little piping bag, which was a little baggie right here. I just made a few little stripes across them. And then I have some that are just plain. Makes approximately 5 dozen cookies. And it's a very good recipe. So try the recipe. Don't knock it till you try it. Watch the video and see how your girl did it. Okay? So I'll see you back in a few minutes. And we're going to start making these cookies. I'm going to show you exactly what I did step by step. Thank you everybody for watching. Welcome everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be baking cookies. Homemade, gourmet, chocolate chip, craisin, walnut cookies. All of the ingredients will be posted in the description bar below on this video, and we are going to get to it. And I have everything already measured out. Prep. Whenever you're doing any type of recipe, just have everything ready to go. And as I add the ingredients, I'm going to let you know exactly what the measurements are and what everything is. So let's get to it. And we're going to make our gourmet cookies. And the first thing we're going to do 1 cup of butter. We're going to cream 1 cup of butter, softened butter. Make sure all of your ingredients are room temperature. So we got the butter in. That's creaming. Now we're going to add the sugars. I'm going to stop it, lift up, and I'm going to drop in 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. Turn it back on. We're going to let that cream for about 6 minutes. And in 6 minutes, we're going to check it. The butter and sugar has been creaming on a medium-high speed for approximately 3 minutes. So I'm going to turn it off and just scrape down. Always want to keep everything scraped down and into the bowl. Turn it back on. We still have 3 more minutes to go. We are now at the 6-minute mark. Now, for our next ingredients, we are going to now add 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and a 1/4 cup of condensed milk, 1 banana, and 2 heaping tablespoons of peanut butter. Everything is in this container. And yes, I did say condensed milk. putting a little spin on it. And we're going to let that incorporate. Now let's add the white chocolate chips, the dark chocolate chips, the walnuts, and the craisins. Everything ready to go. Raisins. Now on those chocolate chips, it was approximately 12 ounces of chocolate chips. Those are chocolate chips and the white chocolate chips, and I just mixed it like half and half. And that, the craisins was 3/4 cups on the craisins. The walnuts were 1 cup on the walnuts. Okay, next I'm going to add the oatmeal. Now this is oat flour, and what I did was I took the oatmeal, put it in the food processor. You can do the food processor or the blender, blended it up until it turned to flour. So we're going to add, let me see, how much is this? 2.5 cups. This is 2.5 cups of oatmeal, oat flour. Now we're going to add, the last thing we're going to put in here is the flour, 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Everything together. Turn it down a little bit. I always do my flour last, so that way you don't overwork the flour. Some recipes will tell you different. Follow them. This is just how trial and error. Flour goes in last for me. And I have this on a low speed. And it's mixing well. And that's it in the flour. That looks good. Now we're going to get ready to get these cookies in the oven. This cookie dough came out beautiful. I am very, very pleased with this. This is the texture that you want your dough to be. This is perfect for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm using a spatula, not a spatula, a small ice cream scoop. This size right here. Just a little small ice cream scoop. And that way you keep everything uniform. Just put you some parchment paper on a cookie sheet. And about 12 cookies per sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and then get these in the oven. And I'm baking these at 350 degrees. And make sure that you preheat your oven prior to starting your baking. At 350 degrees. And if you don't have a scoop, just use a couple of tablespoons. They'll work just as well. But this really helps keep everything uniform. Be back. While the cookies are baking, they're supposed to bake for approximately 10 minutes. I am going to melt some chocolate, and they call this, I believe the term is ganache. I call it melted chocolate. So I have a pot of water here and a clear bowl, and all you do is just add the chocolate. Just add some chocolate chips. That's about a cup of chocolate chips. And I'm going to add a little bit of butter. It just gives it that creamier texture. And also, I'm going to add a little bit of this condensed milk. Just a little bit. And this is for the cookies, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip just the tips of the cookies, a few of the cookies, in here in this melted chocolate. And you want to do this in a bowl. You don't want to do this in a like in a pot, because the chocolate will burn. And this way, once the water comes up to a boil, what's going to happen is it's going to start melting the chocolate, the butter, and the condensed milk. So we're just going to wait on that. And the cookies are still cooking right along. Now let me check on the cookies. Not quite ready, but they're getting there. This is the texture I was looking for. You may want yours more creamier, and you can always add another pat of butter, a little milk, a little condensed milk, until you get it the consistency you want it. This looks like pudding, chocolate pudding. And this is just chocolate chips, condensed milk, and canned milk. That's the consistency you want. And just leave it until you're ready for it. Leave it on the stove at a slow simmer. Another thing I like to do when I'm cooking with chocolate, I'm just going to add just a little bit of instant espresso coffee to the chocolate. It's a game changer. Instant espresso to your chocolate is a big game changer. Put it in your cakes, whether you're making a box cake, scratch cake, anything that has to do with chocolate, a little instant espresso. You just keep playing with it until you get it the consistency you want, and add whatever milks that you need. This is what your cookies should look like. I tried to get them as uniform as I could, but that's the best I can do. And OMG, they taste so good. The condensed milk is a game changer. This is one of the cookies. Well, cookie number 2. But anyway, the condensed milk is a game changer on these cookies. I'm going to let them cool down because they're nice and hot and fresh, straight out the oven. Let them cool down. And then on a few of the cookies, I'm going to go ahead and add the melted chocolate chips. The cookies are done. I have 2 more pans in the oven, and they're going to take approximately 10 to 15 minutes, and I have those on 375 versus 350, and these I cooked on 350, and it took longer, So I just tried it the other way with the 375. But these are the cookies, and these cookies are great. Like I said, the condensed milk is definitely a game changer. I've never ever used condensed milk in a cookie recipe. Add 1 teaspoon of the espresso coffee to your cookie dough as you're preparing your batter, and that's a game changer. I've done that before, so I know what that's all about. But like I said, that condensed milk, that's something totally different. I was using it in another recipe and I had some left. And I said, well, I think I'll try it in the cookies. It's all that, okay? The hardest thing about making these cookies is prep. And you see, when I started off in the beginning of the video, I had everything prepped, ready to go. All you have to do is dump. Forget all that trying to measure it out on camera and all that. I want it ready to go so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. And the cookies are great. Best cookies ever. Best cookies I've ever made. And I think I'm a pretty good cookie baker. Okay? So that's my time. And thank you everybody for stopping by to watch the video. And don't forget, hit that subscription button. Hit that notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will know what your girl Eating with Food for Thought Roberts is over here doing. And I will see you on the next video. Oh, and as you can see, I got the chocolate. And you can also put the chocolate in a piping bag. And you can just do those little squiggly lines over your cookies. I'm going to do a couple. Okay, what I did was I put some chocolate in a baggie, like a sandwich baggie, a freezer baggie, cut a little hole on the side here. And this chocolate is, when I tell you it's hot, it's super hot. But I'm just going to put a little bit. Let's see how it goes. I can barely hold this. But you got to do it while the chocolate is warm. And however you like it, how you like to do it, whatever type of design you would like on your cookies, just have fun with it. Just play with it. But just make sure it's homemade. Because homemade always tastes best. Even if you're making a cake and you have to make it from, even if it's not a scratch cake, if it's a box cake, those are good too. I got recipes. I got all the recipes you need. Check me out. Subscribe. And again, thank you everyone for watching. And this recipe made approximately 5 dozen cookies.